like to sit, sorry.
A little extra time this time around between games. Can you kind of tell us what you guys have been working on, just getting the team ready for this time?
Well, obviously, you implement game plan. Every game plan is different based upon the opponent. And then for us, massage it in some different looks offensively and defensively, moving guys around to some different spots based on matchups. And then just general well-being of the guys, making sure that we're in a good place mentally, making sure that we step out on the court, we're locked in and we're focused in on what we're trying to do. And I thought the guys have been really good. And obviously we have to go up to New York and have to perform at a better level than we did last time out to win the ball game. But I like the direction that we're headed. We're still excited about this team. We feel like our best ball is ahead of us, and we've got to start taking steps to get into that realm in terms of getting into the window that we feel that we're capable of getting into based upon our talent.
What has that mental well-being side of things looked like? That's the part that you said there's no real playbook for. I mean,
Right.
how have you been trying to deal with that?
Well, before I got here, Terps had a character coach for our team. And so our character coach is Pastor D. He's been around quite a bit, and our staff has just been talking to our guys and giving them a chance to express themselves, making sure that we see how they're doing. And we told them the other day it's a two-way street. Y'all got to come check on the coaches too, right? Look out for us too. And so it's a little banter back and forth. And like I said, there are a lot of smiles out on the court, which is nice to see coming off the situation, the emotional situation that we're coming off of. And they're back to, or closer to, I should say, the personality, the mentality, and the uniqueness of each individual out on the court. They're getting back to themselves. So that's a good thing. And it's just a matter of communication, talking to the guys, pulling guys aside, making sure that they're handling themselves academically as well, because we are at the end of the semester and we're getting ready to get into the nitty-gritty time academically, and just letting them know that we're here. Anything's on your mind, share it, and we'll do the same thing.
Hey, coach, I just want to ask, like, when you guys are looking at tape, just what do you think is kind of the key reason for the team's offensive struggles? Is it more shot selection? What the defense is doing against you guys? What have you seen? What has been leading to the shooting struggles?
I think you look at the struggles that we've had offensively, and it could be all of the above. Um, when a team misses shots, you credit the other team to a certain extent, but there are also shots that you feel like your team or all the players or team should make when they get the ball to a certain spot. But that's the one thing you can't control playing. You can't control, I'm right here, and I like my chances right here when I was playing as a player, but not every shot went in. And I missed more shots than I made throughout the course of my playing career. And I'm talking practice and games. The biggest thing for us is when you're open, time, score, momentum dictate you take the shot, you take the shot. We have a problem, our staff has a problem with our guys when they have an open look and they don't take the shot. We don't want them to shoot it as an afterthought. Continue to trust the work that we've put in, that you've put in, and hopefully they'll start falling. But you can't be scared to shoot it, and you can't be scared to miss. And so that's the biggest thing, is letting our guys know that confidently shoot the ball. The biggest thing I'm looking for and our staff is looking for is that we get shots, right? Can't control whether they go in or not, but if we run good offense and we get looks, that's what we're trying to accomplish.
Coach, in terms of the matchup coming up, what have you seen from Florida on tape so far?
Seen a lot, right? They stumbled a little bit early on, and then they came back and had a good win the other day. You look at their talent. They have a lot of guys that are capable of doing a lot of good things for their team. Mike's a terrific coach. He always has been, and battled up against him when he's at La Tech and we were in Conference USA. He's got guys on the perimeter that can score the ball. He's got a big guy that's really talented that can play inside and outside. He's got some junkyard dogs across that front line that go after balls. And so for us, we've got to make sure that when we're out there playing, we play at a great intensity level. And we also know personnel and know matchups, because there are going to be times where you get cross-matched, especially in transition, because they are a fast team, and you have to know who you're guarding. The biggest thing for us is making sure that we stay in front of the ball, we contest shots, and then we go rebound, because they do a tremendous job of putting pressure on you by chasing down rebounds.
Coach, talking about Florida, obviously with Castleton down low in their length, and also with Derugi as a super athlete, you guys play winning lineups kind of with maybe Juju and Q together, or how do you guys kind of plan on combating their side that left them down low?
Is that something everybody I talk to asks me if I'm going to play Q and Juju together? And I'm 6'10", and I'm like, yes, at some point in time. But the thing that we have to understand is when we're implementing this. Julian came in and he was a 5, and so you got to learn one spot before you learn two. So he's in the process of learning the 4, and yes, there will be some times we play those two guys together. But to me, Dante is a tough matchup at the 4, especially when he's in attack mode. And that's the Dante that we want to see, and that's the one we're always encouraging to see. But you're right, they're a long team. Derugi's a junkyard dog. He gets after it. Felder comes in off the bench, who backs him up. A very similar type player. And so for us, we've got to match their physicality. We got to match their aggression in the paint, and then we got to be able to meet that force with force. And those are things that we talk about.
How's Ian? Has he been able to practice, or still need more time?
No, Ian will not be available for this upcoming game. He is slowly getting back to where we need him to be, and hopefully after the break he'll be ready to go. But a lot of that depends on how he progresses each day in concussion protocol.
With so much change going on, I mean, how beneficial is it that you have this stretch of 3-4 weeks with only a couple games?
It's beneficial, and I'm glad they're going home, but I wish they weren't for Christmas. Just to be honest with you, we could just get more practice time in. Selfishly, as a coach, I'm glad we get a break and our guys get a chance to go home and spend time with their family and friends. Can't wait till they get back because we want to get some things going. And so once they come back, we'll have a couple practices before our first game, and then go from there. But we are looking forward to spending some good quality time on the practice court during the break.
Obviously, everybody's been kind of moving around with roles and stuff, but obviously Coach Manning promoted to assistant coach now. I mean, talk about what went into that decision and how his role has changed in the past few days.
Well, Greg has been an assistant coach in college before. He's been in that role. He's been an ops guy here, and it was an easy decision for me because he has the experience. And he's actually, this summer, he was in an assistant coach's role to go out on road recruiting when me, for one, I wasn't here and I couldn't go out. And so he's been there before. He understands what we're trying to do. Got a good feel for our guys, and he's working overtime. He's got the ops responsibilities still, and he also has some new responsibilities as assistant coach, but he can handle it, and we're excited to have all input from him across the board.
I had a question about Carcass. Obviously, you guys both came into the program around the same time, but what have been your first kind of impressions of him and just the impact that he has on the team?
For me, walk-ons are extremely important. My kids were walk-ons at the University of Kansas for basketball and volleyball, and so I've always had a strong appreciation for what they bring to the table. At the end of the day, walk-ons are your only true student athletes. They're paying to go to school, right? They're the only true ones. I mean, the guys on scholarship, yes, they're student athletes, but they're getting a scholarship for the most part. And so for me, we want to challenge our student athletes to come in and be a part of the team, and Brett's done a tremendous job. All of our walk-ons have. They do a great job of being on scout team. When they're ready to go out, when we're ready to throw them in, they jump in. They're all in. And that's what I really appreciate about them. But, Brett's done a tremendous job for us as a freshman, but all of our walk-ons are. We feel very fortunate and blessed to have the walk-ons that we do have because they love Maryland, and this is where they wanted to be.
When you start as Eric Ayala and Dante Scott struggling offensively a little bit, what can you as a staff do to kind of help those guys get going?
I've been there before as a player. And so you want to get an easy one. You want to get fouled. You want to get an offensive rebound. You want to get out on the break and run and get a layup. You want to see the ball go in the hoop. And then from there, you feel like the hoop starts to open up. The lid comes off of it, if you will. And so those are the things that you're trying to do offensively. And then you're trying to take all your effort, all of your energy, and really concentrate defensively. Get lost in the sauce on the defensive side of the ball. And then hopefully when you go down to the offensive side, it's a little bit easier for you.
What's been your message to the guys kind of like Fats and Xavier who come here for 1 year and this is probably not exactly what they signed up
It is what they signed up for because you don't know what you signed up for when you go somewhere, right? It's just you have to, whatever situation that you encounter, it is what it is. And so now we all have a chance to grow. We all have a chance to develop and find different ways to contribute to help our team start moving in a direction that we know we're capable of moving in. It's frustrating. Everybody's frustrated. Nobody wants to have the record that we have right now. But nobody's going to feel sorry for us either. So we got to make sure we continue to stack days, we continue to work to get better, and we change our own fortunes. And that's the message that we're sharing with our guys day in and day out.
With Ian being
Last
out,
one, guys.
with Ian being out, the plan for kind of Marcus to kind of slide with that backup point guard again.
Excuse me?
With Ian being out, the plan for kind of Marcus to get those minutes as the backup point guard.
Marcus will have an opportunity to play. Hakeem is going to play a lot of backup minutes. He was a starting point last year. And so Hakeem will also play a lot of point for us, and we'll move Fats off the ball, and Hakeem can play on the ball. Fats is, when it's all said and done, he's going to have scored over 2,000 points in college. So he can score the basketball. So we got to give him a chance to do some of the things that he's capable of doing and what he's done in the past. So Eric will also handle the ball some. Doc will handle the ball some. So, yeah, we'll put a lot of guys in different situations out there on the court based on matchups, time, score, and momentum.
Thanks, Coach.
All right,
Thank
thank
you.
you. Thank you. If I don't see you,